Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well and happy Halloween. Today I'm going to be doing the finale for my Graveyard Project Pan. This is a collaborative project pan that Emily started. Her channel is Emily and Max, and she came up with such a cool project pan concept. I honestly have been enjoying this project for the last 6 months of doing it, and I cannot wait to do this again next year. I really hope that we all come together and do it again next year because this has just been such a blast. It's such a great way to use up products that are getting older in your collection or things that, you know, you almost hit your goal on in a previous project pan, and it's just so much fun. It's been such a great experience. I've really enjoyed this project. I love the length of it. I loved that we did updates every other month. I love how flexible it was with how you could select products for this project, and yeah, it's just been a great time, a really good time. I have a lot of great progress also to share with you guys, so I'm super excited to do that. So you know what, we're just gonna hop right on into it. So the first selection of items I have here are all part of the Ressurection category. So Ressurection are products that were previously in other project pans, so they're items that you may have hit your goal on and now you just want to finish the item, or you didn't even have a chance to hit that goal and you just want to keep on working on previously panned items. So I have a lot of products in this category. Actually, the majority of my project is my Ressurection category. So let's just go for all of my progress on these items. So the first item I have here is from Colourpop. This is a Super Shock Shadow in the shade Koosh. I had this in a project last year in the very beginning of the year. I was in a rolling project 10 pan, so I had made decent progress on this Super Shock Shadow, but because this is so special to me, I really did want to finish it up within this project so that I can actually move on to my backup, because I do have an unopened backup in my collection of this shadow because it's just so special and so pretty to me. Anyways, I'll share with you guys all my progress. So there is very little product left in here. I am gonna consider this to be a goal hit. Like, I don't even know if this is enough product to really be able to create a whole nother eye look. I really don't know. I've never finished up a Super Shock Shadow, but there's like so little in here and it's so broken up and busted that I feel like this is done, which is super exciting because I have never finished up a Super Shock Shadow, like I said, and yeah, this is just something that I've been wanting to use for so long, so it feels so good to have used this up within this project pan. This is so exciting to me. So throughout this project, I actually used 1.25 grams of product, and this has an advertised net weight of 2.1 grams. So that feels really good that I used up like more than 2/3 of the product, and I had previously made a lot of progress on this shadow because I loved it and because I had panned it in the past. This was quite a challenge because I am working on my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan, so I really had a hard time kind of prioritizing which shadows to use. And so for the last month, because I really wanted to get this done for this project, I used this a lot in comparison to all of my other shadows that I was working on. So yeah, I really persevered in this last month to make sure that I could hit my goal, and I am so happy to say that I did. I have another item from Colourpop here. This is the Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money, and my goal was to finish this up. As you can see here, I haven't yet finished this up. There still is quite a bit of product left in this pan. I thought going into this project that I would be able to use this up. I don't know why I felt that way because there was a lot of product in here. This is something that I know I should be able to finish up next year, so I might end up waiting and leaving it for this project pan for next year. That'd be super fun, actually, to finish it up in the Graveyard Project pan in 2020, potentially. Yeah, I might end up doing that if the formula doesn't change or anything. But yeah, very little left in here. Unfortunately, my goal wasn't hit, but I do feel like I was able to use a lot of this product up, and I do feel very successful in doing so. I actually used up 1.38 grams of product throughout this project pan, and there's an advertised net weight of 4.2. So I used just over a quarter of the product within the last 6 months because I was really diligent to ensure I was reaching for this very frequently, but this was definitely not an everyday highlighter for me. I've got another highlighting product here. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Highlighter in the shade Illuminating, and you can't tell from there, I'm sure, but I actually managed to finish up this entire product. You can see there is nothing left in the tube at all. There is not completely anything, but if I were to cut into here, there is definitely some product on the side, but I do feel like that would be really difficult to work with. And I just don't really feel inclined to cut into this product. Some products I love to cut into and just use every last little bit. But for this one, I'm just not really feeling the desire to use those last few little drops. Because I've been using this so much throughout this project pan, and I actually managed to use up 9.11 grams of product throughout the last 6 months of this project pan, which is insane because this has an advertised weight of 15 grams, I believe. Yeah, 15 grams. And I used up over 9 grams of this highlighter, and I did that by mixing it in with my foundations. I oftentimes, like today, I have a little bit of it on. I'll put it on my chest just for a little bit of shimmer and sparkle if I do have like a lower cut shirt on. I was wearing this mixed with primer as a base as well to wear underneath the foundations or tinted moisturizers. So I definitely multi-purpose this, and I reach for this every single day no matter what. And I'm so proud that this is completely used up. It feels so good. I am so excited because I do have 2 liquid highlighters. They're both minis, but I've never put them on my face because I was using this so religiously, and I'm so excited to delve into some new products from my own collection so I can kind of shop my stash a little bit more and get to know some newer products that I have only swatched and never actually put on my cheekbones. This Stila Glitter and Glow has been in the project for 4 months. This is in the shade Kitten Karma, and I really just put this in this project because it was a part of my 9 in 2019 for this year, but it ended up drying out when I preemptively took out the stopper. So I really just wanted to see if this is something that was usable. And to be honest, in the last 4 months, I've probably used it only 4 times. And within this last 2 months since the last update, I think I used it only once. So I only went down 0.22 grams, which I do think is quite significant, but a lot of the weight potentially was because I was adding a setting spray into here in order to help get more of a liquidy kind of shadow formula. But I think this is completely dried up now. I've added the Cover FX setting spray to it multiple times, and now it just doesn't seem to want to integrate that well anymore. So I do think this is done. I'm not considering this a success. I didn't really have an end goal with this product, but unfortunately I do think that this is now due to just be decluttered, and yeah, which is really unfortunate. I feel like I kind of fucked it up, to be honest, by pulling out the stopper when I did, but I do have other liquid eyeshadows that are comparable to this one and other shades of this formula as well, and now I know for the future, do not pull out that damn stopper. Do not do it. Continuing with the Ressurection category, I do have 2 products that I rolled into this project last update, so they've only been in here for 2 months. The first item being Colourpop Grunge. This is a matte lippy stick, and I only have the teeniest bit of this left, guys. I'm so happy about this, but I'm so sad I wasn't able to finish it up within this project. You can see there is nothing left in here, and weirdly enough, I actually didn't really wear this on my lips. I think I wore it on my lips 2, maybe 3 times over the last 2 months, but I was wearing it very frequently, and I am wearing it today actually as a cream bronzer. So I will kind of draw it onto the back of my hand, and then I use a duo fiber stippling brush and work the product into the brush, and then I just run it on my cheekbones, up onto my temples, and then sometimes a little bit along my jawline or across the bridge of my nose, either before I do my foundation or after I do my foundation, depending on the kind of look I'm going for. And today I did use it on top of my foundation. I really love the way that this product performs as a cream bronzer, actually. It's so crazy. It seems so weird, but I've always loved this lipstick that way, and I'm so happy I had a chance to really put it to the test and keep using it. And I think I can actually finish this by the end of this year as long as I remember to reach for this. I am so happy I decided to add this to the project last update because it really is the perfect fall brown kind of shade. It has a little bit of a warm red undertone, and I feel like it goes so well with my coloring and my personal style, but I really just fell back in love with it as a cream bronzer, and I'm so happy that I introduced it to this project in order to really play with it again. And I was able to use up 0.2 grams of product. This has an advertised net weight of 1 gram. So I actually used up a fifth of the product in the last 2 months by using it as a cream bronzer primarily. And I'm just so happy. I'm so smitten for this product. I'm so happy that I used it. And yeah, potentially I can finish it by the end of this year. I think I'm just gonna keep it in my everyday makeup on my vanity, and I'm going to hopefully finish it up within 2019. That would be so cool and super exciting because lipsticks are so hard for me. But when I multi-purpose a product like this, it really does make it so much more easily attainable to actually finish it up. This is the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Get Paid. I rolled this in last update as well, so it's been in the project for 2 months. I had this in my project pan roulette in the 5th round of that project, and I had hit my goal, but I was loving using this beautiful like coppery bronze shade. And so I wanted to just finish it up within this project. And unfortunately, I did not get a chance to finish it. The product is completely empty. There's nothing in here, but after using it maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, the product ended up falling out of the packaging, and I did not want to try to use it again on my waterline. It fell like onto the carpet down here, just not cute, not in a good situation. So I ended up having to toss out the rest of the product. However, I am gonna consider this an empty for like my year-long makeup empties and for my next empties video, which I have to film very soon. I actually forgot about a Ressurection product, and this is the one that I feel like is one of the biggest accomplishments, so I can't believe I almost forgot about this. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Powder Foundation in the shade Light 49. This was far too pink for me, and at this time of year it's actually quite dark, but in the summertime when I rolled this in or started this project, it was way too light. So I actually have an empty pan to share with you guys. So I have used up almost the entirety of this product. I took this on the weekend to travel, and the rest of the product ended up kind of breaking up in the pan. There was just so little left, like the tiniest little ring around the sides here, and all that product broke. So I ended up just crushing it up really fine and mixing it in with my Becca Hydra Mist powder that I'm trying to use up in my project pan roulette. So there's a very small amount of product left in my vanity right now, but I'm considering this done. This is a goal hit for this project pan, and the remainder of that product will be done by the end of this week. So I am filming this on Tuesday. This video is going up on Thursday, and honestly, the product might be gone by then. So yeah, I am so stoked about this. Another Kat Von D product out of my collection. Another just, you know, mistake purchase kind of product out of my collection as well. And I'm so happy to see an empty pan. And honestly, guys, my makeup empties for this year is getting hefty. So you definitely have to stay tuned for that. I think I'm gonna do that like early January, and I'm so thrilled because I have so much stuff to share with you guys. So I have one last item left in this project pan, and it is the sole item that is in the collecting cobwebs category. This category is for items that are getting older in your collection, things that have just kind of been set aside and aren't being used, things that you really want to make some progress on or use up because they're close to expiry. So these are products that weren't necessarily in a previous project pan, but they're getting older and you want to show them some love. And for that, I chose my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. I have had this in my collection for years. I'm gonna say it's 5 to 6 years. I really don't know. I really wish that I had like tracked when I purchased things, but I think it's about 5 to 6 years old, and there's not a lot of progress that I made over the last few years. Like, I've worn this a lot, but there's no way that looking at this you can even imagine that it's as old as it really is. My goal with this is to hit pan on it, or was to hit pan on it through this project pan, and unfortunately I have not done that. I've used this so much though through this project pan, and I'm really happy that I've reached for this as much as I did, because this is something that just wasn't looking very loved in my collection. I've definitely been able to reduce the dome. Like, it definitely isn't as prominent. I think I've been concentrating my brush a little bit more over here. I can see it's more recessed on this side and definitely looks more worn here. but this is something that is going to take forever for me to actually finish up eventually. I actually used, however, 1.12 grams of product throughout this entire project pan, and there's an advertised net weight of 3.5 grams. I really don't know if there's only 3.5 grams of product in here because it just seems like there's so much. I haven't hit pan on this yet, and I have a feeling it's a long time until I will be able to hit pan on this, so I don't know. It probably has more than 3 grams worth of product in here, but either way, 1.12 grams of product used. I feel like that's a huge accomplishment, especially for a blush that was going unused in my collection. And I've been loving wearing this blush. I loved it in the summer against my more tan skin. This is such a beautiful blush. I definitely need to finish it up eventually, but it's not quite that time to finish it up apparently, but I'm going to continue to pan that in the future, that's for sure. So that's absolutely everything for my graveyard project pan. I can't believe that this project has now come to an end. It's kind of bittersweet because I am really happy, like looking back on all the products that I finished up for the finale. I'm so happy. I actually previously finished 2 other items in this project pan as well, so it just feels really, really good to be continuously making progress through my collection and with items that are getting older, things that I haven't finished in previous project pans. It just felt so good. So I really do want to thank Emily again for coming up with this concept and for inviting me to be a part of this project. And because this is a collaboration, definitely go on and check out the hashtag over on Instagram. I'll leave it here. I cannot remember what it is. And I'll leave the playlist down in my description box as well so that you guys can check out everyone else's finales for this project pan. This has just been so much fun. I cannot wait for Halloween evening to watch everyone's updates. So yeah, that's absolutely everything for me today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.